In this video, I'll be talking about the diet that saved my life. The diet that cleared up my skin, improved my physique, helped me burn fat and build muscle simultaneously. And my energy levels have never been better. Okay? So, I'm on the animal-based diet. If you know who Paul Saladino is, he talks a lot about this thing. And I've been doing this for a long time. I've been on almost like a variation or on this thing for a really long time, right? But recently I've been extremely strict with it, where I am like on point, very, very on point. At this point, I eat the same exact thing every single day, even at the same times per day. And it's been great. I'm very happy. I kind of have this part of my life like very, very sorted and controlled, because I think if you're watching this, maybe you can relate, where whether you are really out of shape and food, bad habits, overeating has like gotten you in a chokehold, or whether you are in good shape but you want to get in better shape, but you know your diet is one area that comes difficult to you. Most people say working out isn't too difficult for them. I'd say the common person talks more about how being on a strict diet is difficult. So let's talk about this diet, okay? In my own words, okay? So let me change arms real quick. So essentially the way the diet works is it starts off with this main principle, which is very, very simply put, here are the things you have to avoid, okay? You want to avoid seed oils, processed food, and added sugars, right? Obviously, I think there's more to this, but I would say that for anybody starting off, if you could just start off by taking these three things out, that would be really good for you. It would give you so much benefit. Before thinking of, oh, what do I put in? What do I add into my diet? Think more like, how do I remove the most toxic things one by one? Seed oils, processed food, added sugars. All right. What does this mean? This means no more fried French fries at McDonald's. No more Coca-Cola. Okay? If you're still drinking soda, come on, dude. Like, you should have had this part of your life figured out. Like, at least don't drink soda. Don't have fried fast food. Right? And then when it comes to processed food, I mean, unironically, those two items are also processed. So those two items are actually, they're both processed, they both have added sugars, and they have seed oils, right? I mean, not Coca-Cola, but French fries do. So if something has all three, that's like really bad for you. Like horrible, right? Anyways, and another example of something processed is things that come in a box. If anything comes in a box, don't eat it. Okay? So don't eat fucking cereal. Cereal has added sugars and it's processed. And a lot of cereal has seed oils. Like I said, if it's got all three, then completely remove this thing from your diet. Don't even look at this thing anymore. More examples of processed food would include something like I'm trying to think. I'm so like far away from this concept that I just never do this shit. I guess another example would be like granola bars, right? And I'm saying this example because I think people think this is good for you, when it's really not, dude. Anything that's fucking packaged and like man-made, it's not as good for you as regular fucking food. So Sergio, what's regular food? What would you consider as good food? Here's a nice rule of thumb. This is what you should eat, okay? If it comes from an animal or if it comes from the ground. This is a great rule of thumb. In other words, it can't come from some man-made source, but instead it has to actually come from nature itself. The things that have been on this planet for a long time. What does this include? I'm gonna go in order of what I deem to be the most bang for your buck, healthiest, right? And also what happens to be what I eat the most of. Number 1, eggs. Specifically, if you want to really do well with this, pasture-raised eggs. If you go to any grocery store, you're gonna see free-range eggs. You're going to see organic eggs. You're gonna see brown eggs. You're gonna see cage-free eggs. You're gonna see all these different options of eggs. I'm here to say that honestly, they're all kind of nonsense. And the only one to actually look for is pasture-raised. This is the only one to really look for. So pasture-raised eggs. But any eggs is better than not eating eggs. Eat more eggs. That's number 1. I personally eat. Actually, I'll just go over my diet at the end of this video. So be sure to watch the entire thing. That's the eggs. Okay? Small disclaimer. I don't know if I said this at the beginning of this video, but this diet is not about, oh, I want to get my physique on point, so let me eat this diet so I can build more muscle and look more physically aesthetic. Here's the thing. This diet will help with that, but you have to look at that as a byproduct of what's happening. Because really what this diet will really help with, more than anything, like the noticeable difference, is your energy levels and your mental clarity. That's the biggest thing. That's such a massive benefit. If anything can give you more energy or mental clarity, you just need to hop on that shit, like ASAP, bro. That is so important. So, back to what you can eat. Back to what you should eat. Eggs, number 1. Number 2, red meat. This is massive misconception. People think you can't eat red meat, or people think excess red meat is bad for you. All bullshit. Society has lied to you. The media has lied to you. But hey, this video is a journal. I am journaling my thoughts, what has worked for me. I'm open-minded. But with that being said, I am not imposing my beliefs on you. So if you're scared of eating red meat and eggs, by all means, don't eat it. But if you want to do what I did, then this is what I did, okay? This is what changed my life. So red meat, amazing. Doesn't matter if it's grass-fed, grass-finished. I'm on the camp that it doesn't matter too much. So if you can't afford grass-fed, by all means, just get like the steak that you'll find in packages. What kind of beef? If you're trying to gain more weight, then feel free with like 80-20 grass-fed beef. If you're trying to lose weight, then be a little careful with this and maybe go for 90-10 or at least 85-15 grass-fed beef. That's a really good source. Another really good source is ribeye steaks. Honestly, all the steaks are good, but I really like ribeye. It's my favorite. It's one of my favorites. So it's eggs, red meat. What's next? Those are the main protein sources. That's where you want to really get your protein from, okay? What's next? Fruits. What kind of fruits? Honestly, all fruits are better than not eating fruits. All fruits are better than like the other things you would have, right? So any fruit is better than cereal. Any fruit is better than French fries, like any fruit, by far. I would say like, if you're going to have berries, then be sure to wash them in baking soda for like 5 minutes. So put the berries in water and then put baking soda, mix that up, wait 5 minutes, and then drain this out. If you're gonna have berries, because berries are sprayed with pesticides. People don't really know this shit, but, and if you get organic, it definitely helps. If you have a banana or mango or one of those fruits that like by nature it comes with a package, right? Like a banana, like a mango, where you take out the peel and then you eat it. if you eat these things, then the benefit is you don't have to clean it, right? It just comes ready. There's no pesticides inside of it. Not that I know of. So, yeah, fruits. That's the carb source. That's the main carb source. Another carb source is honey. Raw honey, to be exact. I don't think non-raw honey is necessarily really bad for you. I'll be honest with you guys, I don't think it is, but I do think raw honey has more benefits, right? One benefit being that if you consume raw honey, then you're from the environment you're in, then you're actually getting this low dose of pollen, which is gonna help with your allergies and your immune system. So that's raw honey. And then, what else is there? Now let's go into, and butter. So I use butter to cook with everything, right? So that's how I cook the eggs, that's how I cook the butter. That's how I cook the butter. That's how I cook the eggs, that's how I cook the steak. So yeah, to go over the list, it is the eggs, the red meat, the fruit, the butter. What else was there? Oh yeah, and the honey, right? I would say this is like the main 5 sources of food that you really want to use on this diet. But then there's one extra one that I'm gonna throw in. There's like 2 extras. Because it might sound boring for a lot of people, and they might be like, damn, I'm just gonna eat steak with fruit. That sounds kind of boring. If you want to add something to this, by all means add white rice. Just simple white rice. It is the most clean carb source. It won't fuck your stomach up. It's not gonna cause any bloating. I used to think white rice was bad for you, but that's all bullshit. That's nonsense. It's actually been shown that in a lot of places where people live long, they eat a lot of white rice. And the foods I've been saying, actually, so. White rice is good. Another carb source, if you want to add more carbs because you're bored of the fruit and you want more savory, sweet potato. It's not that bad. Sweet potato. I do think sweet potato is superior to potato, but potato isn't too bad either, right? And that's essentially the main sources of where you want to get your calories from. And like I said, if it comes from the ground or an animal, it's already good. It's already so much better than anything that doesn't. But I just gave you guys like the nice specifics. So yeah, you want to avoid the 3 things mentioned: seed oils, added sugar, and processed foods. You want to avoid this. That's step 1. Step 2 is you focus on the high quality foods that are really gonna boost your health. More than anything, it's the steak, eggs, and fruit. More than anything. More like eggs, steak, fruit. And then, what else? So yeah, you avoid that, you add that. Honestly, yeah, those are the 2 steps. Now, obviously, there's so much more to this idea. For example, you might ask me, how much do you eat? To that, I recommend, and a lot of people don't recommend this, but I recommend this, to track your calories every day and track your weight every day. You're gonna see your weekly weight either going up or going down. Don't look at your weight day by day, but instead look at it by week. So if in 1 week the average goes down, then cool, you're losing weight. If it goes up, then you're gaining weight. Now, depending on your goal, if you want to gain more weight or if you want to lose weight, take note of that. And then based on if your weight went up or down, then you know if you're eating the right amount of calories, because you also know how many calories you're eating per day if you're tracking it. And then you just adjust. And I recommend not to adjust crazy. Don't adjust massively. Like, small little degrees of change is good. And I do think you should eat the same every day. Now, if you did like some crazy amount of work one day, I don't know, like you're 2 hours on a treadmill for whatever reason, then okay, maybe you can eat more. But generally speaking, eat the same thing every day. How many meals a day? Two to 3. And if you really want to go crazy, you could have 1, but I do think, generally speaking, for most people, it might not be sustainable. I think 3 is good. And you could even have 4 if you want, right? So that's how much you eat. That's what you don't eat. That's what you eat. That's how much. And that's pretty much it. That's the diet in a nutshell. Oh yeah, and to finish this video off, I'll go into the exact thing I do, right? So, the exact diet I do, and this is after years of trial and error. I have eggs in the morning with butter. Not right as I wake up. I actually have black coffee first. And then I have eggs later on in the day with butter. For lunch, and actually as I'm saying this, I realized I didn't even state this, but you can have dairy on this diet. Ideally, it's raw dairy. Ideally. But something like Greek yogurt isn't bad. If you can have like organic, non-fat Greek yogurt, that's totally fine. It's not a big deal. Right? So, I have, right now, as of now, I'm having like Greek yogurt at some point during the day to wean off my, not wean, I don't know what the word is, so like not be too hungry, right? To hold me off until dinner. I have Greek yogurt, raw honey, and berries. So that's what I have as a snack. Oh. And then for dinner, it's always like damn near the same exact thing, where it's like half a pound to a pound of ribeye steak or ground beef with white rice and eggs and butter. And that's it. That's literally what I eat every day. The exact portions, I mean, you shouldn't even have to know this because you don't have the exact body I do or the exact goal. But if you're curious, I have 8 eggs in the morning with 1 tablespoon of butter. And then for lunch, I have two servings of the Greek yogurt with, I don't know how many berries. It depends. Honestly, it's like something like 200 grams of strawberries, 150 grams of blueberries, and 1 tablespoon of honey. And then for dinner, like I said, it's about half a pound of ribeye steak, 1 tablespoon of butter, 2 cups of cooked rice, white rice, jasmine or basmati, and 2 eggs. That's my diet. Oh, final point. I recommend you eat when the sun is up. That's a nice rule to have. So don't eat super late, don't eat super early. I'm not super against that concept if you're someone who finds it difficult to gain weight. But generally speaking, for your health, for your sleep, it will help you to align with the sun more. And that's the diet. This is gonna make your skin more clear. This is gonna give you more energy. This is gonna help enhance your hormones. And yeah, everyone I tell to do this, they tell me their skin got better, their energy got better, they feel more alive, right? Thanks for watching. We'll talk soon. Peace out.